I've been trying what I've coined the intuitive split for almost 8 months now, and so far it has been the best way of training that I've ever experienced in my over a decade long of lifting. My name is John. I'm a lifelong natural, by the way. Thought I had to mention that. And yeah, I'll take you through this entire what I've coined the intuitive split because I think this is going to be not just the best way of training for me, but basically for 99% of people. There was a time when I did very, very high volume for 5 years almost straight, to the point where lifting became such a drag. It became so mechanical and so grueling that my gains stopped. I was hurting, and I was training 6 days a week, doing basically a bro split because my favorite bodybuilder did that, and it works for him. But my constitution, my health, basically didn't allow for that. And even if it did, it's probably not as optimal, as efficient as what this is, because this is basically for anyone that wants the most amount of gains for the minimal amount of work you have to put in. Because anything more than the minimal amount is basically excess, and it's just going to take away from your gains. Because we do have a lot of stress. People are still aging. A lot of people have health issues, and going to the gym too much, putting in too much work can backfire. It can be stressful, and you'll actually lose gains. You'll actually get more stress and get older faster, and no one wants to age. It's brutal. So that's what I mean when I say it's efficient. Some might argue, oh, it's lazy. I'd say, of course not. It's efficient. I'd say it's aristocratic. As I sit in my mom's attic here, this is a little upgrade. You could argue it's a downgrade, but I'm at my mom's attic back in the Netherlands where I belong, and I still got my body, I got my craft, I got my experience, and I got my will. That's all I need, and I'm grateful for that. So anyway, the intuitive split, it's forgiving and also flexible. I guess these two are a little bit the same. It's forgiving in the sense that if you mess up, you can it's very dynamic, and you can still progress while maintaining the structure of your training. And it's flexible in the sense that it adapts to your circumstances, to your time constraints, limits, stuff like that. We'll go into that. It's enjoyable because I've seen my arms grow in just 7 months of doing this, which that by itself, seeing gains and progress, of course, it's going to be enjoyable. Yeah. Also, it just feels better. I'm actually enjoying doing the lifting again, and feeling refreshed after a gym session, and feeling better throughout the week. The lifting is giving me energy again instead of taking it away. So it's a beneficial thing to my life now. It's simple in the sense that it's not complicated. And then once you mess up one day, your entire structure falls apart. It's not mechanical. It's very simple. Let's just get into it. I can tell you in these abstract terms what it is, but let's just go over the entire template. I'm going to do a little snap of my fingers because I got to do record screen here, because this iPad doesn't allow for OBS. 3, 2, 1. The intuitive split, a frequency-based framework that adapts to your recovery, strength, and your life. The non-negotiables are: every muscle is trained at least twice a week. Minimum effective frequency is about 3 times a week. Full body training is the default anchor point. Sessions adapt to recovery, strength, and your life schedule. Now, training once a week is just too infrequent. We're not Mike Menser with, adding a bunch of exogenous super physiological dosages of all kinds of substances. No, most of us are natural, and even if you're not natural, 2 to 3 times a week is, for 99% of people, the optimal zone. Now, 4 times is really pushing it. Could be feasible for some, but let's keep it simple. So this is what it basically can look like. This is an example. Monday, full body. Wednesday, full body. Friday, full body. Weekend off. So you have training, rest, training, rest, training, 2 days off on the weekend. You can swap this, but most people prefer to have their weekends off. It's beautiful because every muscle is trained 3 times a week. Simple, sustainable, and this is your default reference point. Now, the thing with this is, though, you're training legs 3 times a week as well. And now I'm going to share with you what I'm actually doing and what makes this what makes the intuitive split intuitive. We're adding upper lower with the full body, and we mix and mash according to our preferences. So let's say Monday full body, Wednesday, let's say Tuesday to Wednesday, you have a terrible night's sleep and you've been wage slaving like absolute goy cattle, and you head home and you just don't have the energy anymore for a full body session, because the full body session is taking like at least an hour, right? Probably more like 1 hour, 30 minutes. You decide to do an upper body only, 45 minutes, and you're done. You're out. Great. Next day, rest day. Then Friday, you have another full body. This gives upper body 3 times a week, lower body 2 times a week. This is perfect for most men because most men don't want that X shape that modern bodybuilders have. They will have like a nice V taper and then these massive tree trunks legs that basically ruin the entire flow. Just looks stupid, honestly. Most men, they want that Y shape, that, the golden era aesthetic. Well-developed pair of legs, but not to the degree that you get the hourglass shape for men. You want a nice Y shape. And the beauty of it is that, let's take an upper dominant week. I don't know what it says lower, but just an upper dominant week. Upper Monday, the next day lower, upper, weekend off. This gives you an exact same frequency as this one, but now you split it across more days. Now these are all short bursty workouts. Let's say 40 to 50-minute workouts. Nice and easy, 5 days a week. Maybe you have that time to go to the gym every day during the work days, and then you have the weekend off. Now you can mix and mash these two. Let's say Monday upper, Tuesday lower, then you take Wednesday a day off. On Thursday, you decide to do a full body. Friday, you take a day off, and then on Saturday, you do another upper. Now that would give you the same frequency, which it's all good. It's all the same exact amount of frequency. The decision flow, does full body feel good today? Yes, train full body. High systemic fatigue or limited time? Yes, you can split it into an upper or a lower. Has each muscle been hit twice a week? You just have to make sure you actually hit every muscle twice a week at least. This works because muscle growth is primarily driven by the weekly frequency, the quality of stimulus, so that's the intensity and the form, allowing for the mechanical tension for that muscle, and recovery, rather than rigid weekly splits. By anchoring training around frequency first, this system allows for intuitive autoregulation without losing structure or long-term progression. Now, intuitive autoregulation is just a fancy way of saying you have more flexibility. You can do whatever the frick you want to do without losing the structure. That's beautiful. All right, let's head to the gym and just go through the workout. There's no better way of learning something than to just see the entire thing, do the entire thing, and you can just copy that. Let's go. When I first started lifting, I was just doing standard normie type stuff that I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. Then I discovered Mike Menser. This was before 2020. This was before he started popping off on social media. And I did his high intensity workout, and I got pretty strong, pretty fast, but I didn't really gain any muscle. And then Joel Kellett started popping off on social media. He looks amazing. So I wanted to look like this guy, because he looks like Arnold. The golden aesthetics. Those are the aesthetics. A massive arm dominant physique instead of these stupid boulder shoulders, small chest, and just looking not as aesthetically pleasing and healthy as the golden era bodybuilders did. So I started doing what Joel Keller was doing, which was very high volume, well, relatively high volume, and just a ton of volume. Of course there's intensity, but way too many sets, way too many reps for me. Though I put in everything I had. So I made decent gains. I made good gains. Of course, if you put in the intensity, you work on your form, you show up, then you're gonna grow. But is it optimal? Probably not. Now, I've been trying this intuitive split for almost 7 months now, which I think is a good time to assess whether or not something is working. And so far, it just has been good to me. It has been lower stress, more results. And I know it's very popular to demonize volume now. And I'm not saying not doing any volume. There's still days where I do a little bit more volume for blood flow and other reasons. And there will be without making it too complicated. It's really simple, guys. You just need the base template. And that's why I like this intuitive split. You just need the base template, and from there, you can basically do with it whatever you want. If you get that base in, then it's so dynamic. And you know, sometimes life throws you curveballs, things happen, you don't have the energy one day, and this is very forgiving and very useful. Enough yapping, start with the tries. If you want to stand out in 2026, because physique inflation is real, you're gonna need an arm dominant physique. And your triceps make up most of your arm. And when you look at any golden era bodybuilder, you will notice the triceps are absolutely magnificent. Oh, this is a simple warm-up, by the way. I usually do 5 to 8 reps, simple warm-up, and the weight will usually be about half of the weight I use for the working set. So when I say I do 1 set for a certain muscle, that doesn't include the warm-up. First working set, triceps. Here we go. And what was that? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one thing I definitely keep doing, and that is going all the way to failure. Mechanical failure, sometimes even beyond. For sure. That was a great set. That was a great set. Oh no. Nice. 1 extra rep with the right arm. The left is weaker. My left shoulder and my left elbow have been pretty fucked from quite a long time ago. Okay. So all the exercises go in order from most important that you want to develop first down to the ones you care least about or have already developed quite handsomely. The golden aesthetic physique muscle priority hierarchy, what a word salad, is arms, then chest, then back, shoulders, and the arms overpower the rest of the torso, and the chest comes in at a close second to the arms, especially if you're Arnold. The quads equal the calves, and the calves overpower the hamstrings, and then finally the adductors. And then lastly, no one cares about the abductors or the glutes, because if you care about glutes, that's just kind of gay. You just got to be shredded and lean. You don't need a big booty. You're a guy. Anyway, single arm is a little bit better because you get to focus more. You get to devote all your attention to one arm instead of splitting it into two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo. Yeah. Thanks. Let's get serious. Trying to stabilize my arm against the equipment. Most muscle groups only do one set, but for this one arm dominant physique, I use 2 exercises. Simply one of the best exercises for biceps has got to be the preacher curl, and then I love to do the one arm preacher curl. We start with the left arm because that's my smaller arm. Uno. You'll notice kind of drop it at the end of the eccentric because the eccentric sucks. The eccentric is too stressful and it fucks up my elbow. So I kind of just drop it and I focus mostly on this concentric part. And then I just kind of drop it. You're still getting the lengthened part. See, I'm fully lengthened here, but it's just contractile. So this, getting ripped apart, fuck that. We do that sometimes when we feel like it. The majority of time, I just focus on the concentric. And I do this with a lot of exercises. So again, I don't count that as a set when I write down how many sets I do. It's a warm-up set. And the working set can range anywhere from 4 all the way to 10 reps. Fuck. Can't believe I'm this weak today. Oh, that's crazy, bro. My left arm is extra weak today. Barely do 4 reps. Made it 5 with an assisted rep. And moving on to the bigger arm. Let's see how many reps we can do. 1, 2, 3. Here. Fuck. Damn. All right, not too strong today. That's all right. We'll get there. 4, 5. Okay. I think I'm gonna do 18. See how that goes. Am I even in the screen? I am. All right. Let's see if we can do at least 6 reps. Not too strong today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, fuck. I can't anymore. It's too much. I want to do one more exercise for arms, to be honest. I feel the All right, that was a full intuitive upper split sesh. I hope everything is loud and clear. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, getting lean on 3,000 calories a day. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been eating a little bit more, and some days I would be eating probably over 3,500 calories a day. Some days a little less. Some days I would do 30,000 steps a day. Some days I wouldn't move at all, so it's been a little bit chaotic. And it's, I've been living with my mom, so I just eat whatever I can get my hands on, basically. Regardless, still doing this, and I have noticed I crave a little bit more fat and a little less carbs. Could be the seasonal winter thing. Let's take off the shirt here. This angle really makes me look like I'm 5'3". I'm 5'11", guys. Regardless, here we go. Well, I have gained a kilogram, and whether that's fat or poop, I do measure on an empty stomach, so probably not poop. It's hard to tell with a different lighting. This is a new place. This is the new spot where I will be measuring. And it's really difficult to tell, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to up the thyroid dosage, because if you're not familiar with what I'm doing, I'm losing fat by upregulating metabolism. So rather than lowering the calories more and more, we're upregulating metabolism more and more, which is doable. And it does require a different approach. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm upping the thyroid dosage. I've been doing about a third of a tab a day of T3 and T4. But what I'm going to do is go to a 1-to-2 ratio of T3 to T4, which means I will be getting 12.5 micrograms of T3 instead. I will make an entire video once this entire progress is finished. It's currently recording in week 6, so that's going to be another 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks even. So, yeah, I'll keep you posted on that as well. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time, and Merry Christmas.